Hey everybody, happy Thursday afternoon to you all. It is Severe Storm Filmer back with another weather forecast, and we have a lot to talk about for the potential for more heat across portions of the United States, along with the potential for a concerning weather pattern as we head into the long term. I have all that information right here, so let's start by taking a look what's going on across the United States. I'm going to leave it into this evening. We're seeing a 993 millibar low pressure right up there in southern Ontario. And we're seeing this cold front continuing to propagate off towards the east-northeast. And we're seeing thunderstorm and shower activity all along that boundary. Some of those storms are pretty feisty. Some of those are producing severe weather. And then as we take it in towards tomorrow afternoon, we see this weak but still present low cycling around the Great Lakes region, bringing in that potential for more showery conditions, potentially with some cooler conditions on the western side of that, with a lot of the shower activity all the way from the northeast into Canada. And then by the time we take it in towards the weekend time frame, we're seeing more cooler air. We're still seeing this low kind of lingering over these areas, and we're still seeing a pretty good area of showers, maybe some heavier downpours across portions of the northeast, as well as up here in portions of the Midwest there. And then as we take it in towards Sunday, the 9th time frame, we're seeing a lot of the shower and thunderstorm activity becoming a lot more present across much of this region here. And then we'll take this in towards our Monday, June 10th time frame. We're seeing more of this action across much of the plain states. And we're also seeing some shower activity across portions of much of the Great Lakes and the Northeast there. And then here comes the tropics, where we're likely going to have some activity trying to develop perhaps. We're going to be taking a look at that as well. Tropics could be heating up as you take it in towards Tuesday the 11th. You can see that there. Very present. Two areas of concern. One here in Florida and one here in the Gulf of Mexico. It's very unknown what this thing will do. However, there is certainty that this thing will at least form into a tropical storm, or at least a low-end hurricane. So we're going to need to keep our eyes on that as we head into that Wednesday the 11th time, the Tuesday the 11th, Wednesday the 12th time frame there. So make sure you keep that on your radar. Regardless, though, as we take it in towards the 12th time frame, we are seeing a lot of this tropical activity across much of the Gulf of Mexico. Might be a concern for also a few tornadoes with some of those as well. Not anticipating any more than that, though. But by the time we take it in towards our Father's Day weekend here, around Friday the 14th, we are seeing a lot of shower activity. And then this is Saturday morning, the 15th, Father's Day weekend, the day before Father's Day. We're seeing a lot of the showery activity across the mountains, and we're also seeing this tropical activity still continuing across very broad areas of the Gulf of Mexico. And as we take this in towards Father's Day, we are very rainy across much of the Pacific Northwest. We're seeing that mountain terrain and snowfall across portions of Idaho and northwestern Wyoming there perhaps. And we're also seeing some more activity here in the Gulf of Mexico. But you notice here we will be pretty dry for the most part in much of the United States. Only exception is the potential for some northwest flow that will likely be entering portions of the Great Lakes, which could be a little concerning as we head into that time frame. And let's take a look finally at our 500 millibar height anomalies here. And as you can see, we have this trough that is being present across portions of much of the Great Lakes and Ohio Valley region. And we're also seeing this high pressure ridge dominating over much of the western United States, which is actually bringing the hottest temperatures they've seen all year. So it's pretty hot down there indeed across portions of the southeast, to say the least. By the time we take this in towards our, let's say, Thursday the 13th time frame, we're seeing a big change. And one of that change is this high pressure ridge continues to move east, and we have a northwest flow on top of that is likely going to be a concern as we head into the late week next week. Could potentially feature those complexes of storms I was telling you about in numerous videos before, those MCSs, those mesoscale convective systems, also known as that, and potentially a derecho in a rare instance. So we're going to need to keep all eyes on that. But regardless, it is going to be hot and dry across much of the Midwest and the Central Plains. But over here in the Great Lakes and Ohio Valley could be a bit active as we head into late next week with severe weather. By the time we take this in towards Father's Day weekend, you can see we are going to see a big trough bringing in some pretty cool air across the West Coast. We are also seeing that over here, this little low pressure system in the portions of the northern plains. And we're also seeing this ridge dominating over here. So we can have a hot Father's Day weekend across much of the eastern 2/3 of the United States, folks. And I'm definitely not saying that out of thin air. I'm saying that because the models have been showing it. So we're going to need to keep all eyes on that as we head into that time frame here. And then by the time we take this in towards our Father's Day itself, it becomes super concerning here and very hot, to say the least, across much of the eastern 2/3 of the United States. Again, those Ridge Rider complexes will be a possibility. Those complexes of mesoscale convective systems and even a derecho or two is not out of the question due to this type of flow. And also, we have a huge bowling ball trough in portions of the West Coast. That is likely going to bring renewed periods of cooler than average temperatures and potentially some more rainfall. All right, everyone, to kick off this forecast, let's take a look at the tropical outlook from the National Hurricane Center. And you guys can see they're not anticipating any activity, at least during the next 48 hours. That doesn't mean that can't change, though, because it probably will, especially as we head in towards that concerning period on that June 10th, 11th, and 12th period. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. Make sure you like and subscribe if you know already. Have a great day, everybody.